Yo, people, welcome back to The Fix. It's your boy Nar here with Ari, and we have a group, an internationally renowned group in the building with us here tonight. But before we get to all of that, big ups to our sponsor, Sensi Medical Cannabis House, located at the Pulse Center. Also, this video is brought to you by
Lothian's Boutique. Follow them on Instagram at Lothian's Boutique. And guys, you can go to their store in Jamaica, 23 West Tradeway in Portmore for your bundles for the Christmas. And you can use my code AriHamon.
And also, this video is brought to you by Lulu's Holistics. The very best, for the very best in skincare products, organic skincare products. Hit up Lulu's Holistics. Tell them, say The Fix did send them. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So as I said, we have a pair of internationally
members
members
of the group.
Internationally renowned, acclaimed,
Grammy award
winning. We have Barry White and his brother Harry White in the building.
Barry White.
I joke people, Gramps Morgan, Peetah Morgan, Morgan's Heritage. In the
There
building.
you go.
Morgan.
Heritage.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Yes. How much time we get that? How much time we get
it
Barry
does.
White?
No, we're not, in Jamaica, we always get Morgan's Heritage.
Morgan's,
Morgan's. Last name is Morgan.
Why are we giving it a possessive noun? But I guess it makes sense, like, in a way.
Yeah, the heritage of the Morgan.
Yeah.
They get scatter burl too, like people say, oh, yeah, scatter brother.
Yeah, people think so. And protege guitar player, them think so, we're brother.
Wow.
It's one black blood, you know.
It is right. It's an honor to host you here.
Thank you.
On our platform.
It's good to be here, finally.
Thank
we
you.
made the fix. We made it.
First of all, you guys are always traveling and always around, and like it's. I was reading and I was saying that you guys are hardly here, and I feel like it's true. Like you rarely see you guys on the shows, on the festivals. Is it because you prefer to travel abroad, or you know, they're not calling for you here? What?
Well, it's a big task to bring a band like Morgan Heritage. It's the same thing. You don't see third world and a lot of it. To bring a band, it's a lot. It's easy if you're a ding dong jump up and say ding dong ding dong ding dong, and I say see I go and you know Popcaan. It's easier, but when you're talking about a band, you're talking about bass, drum, keyboard, guitar. So the thing is to really, where you find in Jamaica that fast food thing, and it's easier on promoters that them get one backing band where back play for
Everybody.
25 artists. Morgan Heritage is a band. We're not a vocal group like the Four Tops or Boys to Men or TOK, our friends. So a lot of promoters shy away from that. And then some promoters say, why them man not there one? So we really, the ultimate goal of every artist in Jamaica, whether it's hip hop. Did you know that we have rappers here?
Yeah, we know.
We know. We have
them DM me all the time.
Yeah, so rap, the scat, the dancehall, the reggae. The ultimate thing is to pass out a Norman Manley Airport. So if you're past that and doing it, our job as Morgan Heritage is to inspire the next generation to say, hey, come and represent brand Jamaica. Reggae music coming from out of Jamaica because it's coming out of Europe, it's coming out of Africa, it's coming out of other Caribbean islands, and it's coming out of the United States. So our duty is to make sure we're making that sacrifice, you know, to be away from our children and say, okay, daddy gone on tour for 6 months, and when we tour hard. It's not like we're going to do a show in St. Kitts and Barbados and come back. It's 68 weeks at a time.
Wow.
And then take a rest.
68 weeks? That's
At
more
a
weeks
time.
in a year.
Yeah, we just got off of tour 4 months.
Wow.
We did 2 months in the US and 2 months in Europe. And we just taking a little chill pill, and we had a show in Turks and Caicos, and
then our next tour.
Yeah,
was
going
live
out January 2nd for another 6 weeks again in the US.
So how is that sacrifice though? Because I mean, I'm sure it must be difficult. Like, can you carry your family with you, or
on one-off dates? But you can't carry your
all the time.
family to work. Like if me there work out Here, Jamaica, you're not gonna say, come with me and help me check in. Somebody
being an artist and being the star of your own show,
but it still works. So your family still have to respect the craft. Your woman can't do it. You can't tell me when you gotta work.
I would.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what's the thing you find that you most enjoy about touring? I know it can be grueling and the schedule and all these things. What you say you most enjoy about it?
The fans.
Yeah, it's encountering with the fans that have showed you love over the years and that keep you returning to their countries or their cities. You know what I mean? And to see how much they appreciate you, we get a chance to show them how much we appreciate them for loving and supporting the music. That's one of the reasons why we call the new album Loyalty. For all those who are loyal to keeping reggae music alive, because it's not an easy task. You know what I mean? Reggae music is not a mainstream music, but it's a music that the world loves, and it's a music that the world wants to see the artists who they're in love with playing this music.
You said that it's not mainstream.
No.
Why? What do you mean?
Because it doesn't play on Z100. You're not
you mean abroad?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not mainstream music internationally.
Okay.
You know, on the top of the BBC charts, you're not gonna see a reggae artist there today. They may let one song through for the year, you know, and that's about it. But it's a music that's dominating every community. You know what I mean? So we know who we are and we know what we represent and we know what the music represents. It's always been like that. It's not like it's something new. So whenever someone from Jamaica or artist from doing reggae music does go mainstream, which is competing with all the pop artists, the Ed Sheerans, the Justin Timberlakes and the Justin Biebers, the Rihannas, we are grateful for that because that one song that's competing there is representing the whole genre.
Is it Morgan Heritage goal to be mainstream, or are you feel comfortable in the space that you're
No, I
in?
mean, we've been in this industry for too long to dream of being mainstream. For Morgan Heritage, for us and who we are and where we're known in the world, for us, that's mainstream for us. True. You know what I mean? Because our music has taken us to places where so-called mainstream artists have never been and can't go. You know what I mean? In some rural parts of South America and in the jungles of Africa, or the big cities of Africa, you know, Justin Bieber's not gonna go there. They don't want to see him there.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? They want reggae music where them
Especially
connected to because of their struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, where would you say you get most love from fans?
Europe, Africa. The Caribbean for sure. South America has been calling for Morgan Heritage a lot. We've been to Brazil for our first time in about a year and a half. They keep calling. Argentina's calling, Chile, Peru. We haven't been to those places, but we've been to Brazil. But there's 400 million people in South America. You know what I'm saying? So.
And we were having this discussion off air with a main player in the industry, and he's saying that listen, dancehall, it's okay and fun in Jamaica, but reggae to where it's at.
100%.
It's around the world. Everybody wants to see it, and just based on you and what you're saying, it's evident that really and truly, even though we're not seeing you and we're not hearing you locally, you are constantly working non-stop.
We're grateful.
So how you even manage to keep afresh and keep current and up to date when you're constantly touring and like people you probably have time to record new music if that's the case. So how you keep
one of the
current?
biggest things that we always try to do is travel with a portable studio. Cause man, I say, yo, me need a dub in our. But just I hear that tune, we get that up to yesterday. When we get that, no, enough time a man call and say, yo, I want this man dub. Yardcore just link me. I haven't seen Yardcore. And he was like, yeah, I need that thing up on that dub. Lila, I get the pan rhythm twine. Yeah, man, Rastafari.
That's Yardcore.
Yeah, so people all over friend them as sound man, always link with the dubs. So what helps us to stay relevant is, carrying a portable studio on the road. And then when sometime, a DJ Frost say, yo, me have a bad rhythm, or Jordan them, Chimney them link out, we always is ready to go. So the work never stops because technology has helped us to stay relevant. It's like with our new album Loyalty. I was in South Korea one night and Peetah was in Miami mixing and Mojo was in Kenya. And we used WhatsApp to communicate and listen to the mixes to say, okay, bring down the guitar, bring up the vocal. All right, that note on the vocal. And it just shows you how technology helps us to not be non-proactive. So it was WhatsApp that saved us and helped us. We used the technology to finish the album.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for WhatsApp, probably this would have taken like a couple more years.
Because we're so busy, we still have other businesses. I'm in the CBD business. Funny that we are here in Sensi and Sensi. But I'm in the cannabis industry. We have a festival that we do in Kenya. That is called Tomorrow's Leaders Festival that took place earlier this year. So we was very busy with that. When you talk about putting on a festival in Africa, is whoa.
Millions. What are you expecting? Hundreds of thousands, right?
Yeah, I mean, but not only that part, but just to put it together. And sometimes things may not move as fast as you want it to move, like you in Jamaica or New York or in Miami or California. And you had to be patient with that. But the greatest thing, we staged the festival, Tomorrow's Leaders Festival, and it came out amazing.
Success.
Yes.
Nice.
You speak about Africa, and the theme of Africa has been ever present in your music, even in this current album. I was song Africa we say, and all these things. And I always seek to collab with African artists. Do you think that Africa is an untapped market in reggae music? Or do you think there's more to be tapped there or mined there?
For me, and I want Peetah to elaborate on it as well, there's always been African appetite for Jamaican culture and the music. And I'm not talking about just reggae and dancehall. Because there was a time when Beenie Man was touring, big up to Beenie Man. When Beenie Man had toured Uganda, enough dancehall artists don't reach there yet, right? But even before that, you had people like Toots and the Maytals that went to Nigeria and played and had to play for 5 hours. When you talk about the thirst of reggae, 5 hours on stage. And people like Burning Spear that has always gone there, Israel Vibration, Dennis Brown, Bob Marley. But I think Morgan Heritage, not to be bossy or anything, but we kind of opened up that market. And as a dancehall artist, I would give that credit to really Buju Banton and Beenie Man that brought dancehall as dancehall artists to say, yo, this market is a place that is, craving for the music and the culture. That is, the babies of that now is people like Davido and Stonebwoy and Burner Boy. I remember when Burner Boy did name Burner Rankin, so I've watched it, and me and my brothers did and say, this thing I look at it, how come get dance all around,
Which is Afrobeat.
Which was years ago we saw it coming. I'm talking years ago. I'm talking about at least 10 years ago. And then you see people like Stonebwoy come now and coming to Jamaica. And we as Rasta fans, one of the things we never want to get caught in, especially as our family, is to say, Rasta, you always hear Rasta say, Africa, repatriation. We've been saying that, right? But what is the manifestation of that? What is the reality of that? That is it happening? And what are we going to do as musicians? We have to create. If I was into sugarcane, I would be importing, exporting this product. But reggae music and music is that thing. So we wanted to make sure that is real. That we start to create trade with people like Stonebwoy from Ghana. You hear on Africa, Jamaica, which is a call. We say Africa, Jamaica, that's how we say. We hear them calling Tanzania artist named Diamond Platnumz. This guy got 3 million followers. He doesn't need to tour nowhere else in the world. Africa is 1.2 billion people. So it's always been a market, to answer your question. And I think it's just the beginning. And I would love to see people like a Ghost. A Ghost can perform. And there's just some artists here in Jamaica just not getting their due just.
In the Nearly Thief Buju show from him. Nearly did.
You saw the man go on
live,
So it's real. The trade of Africa and the appetite for reggae music. It's real. It's happening. And lately, Christopher Martin just came back from Kenya. Romain Virgo has been going there. But I can tell you that when we were going to Africa, nobody wanted to go there.
Why is that? Is it because of the
things we hear.
Western marketing
yes,
of Africa?
there you go. Yeah. You see the baby with
fear.
flies pan him mouth and the big puss belly. And you say, boy, I know how good that's so no.
Yeah.
You have to get malaria tablets. I never take
in
malaria
the
tablets.
arms of the angel music. And
But then you realize that Africa, they have resources that America wants. They have most of the billionaires, like at least from what I read, especially Nigeria and South Africa. I follow mostly South Africans on Instagram, so to show you that it's more than what we're marketing or marketed for of Africa.
Yeah, man.
You want to chime in? He's kind of. You agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
So what you think about the emergence now? You said you spoke on it and you saw it from years back. Say Afrobeat was forwarding. So what you think about it now and the cries of dancehall in a sense of say, why make Afrobeat overtake and all these things? That's been happening.
It's not even about why we are make it happen. It's just what happens, is what the world thirsts for. And if you're not feeding the appetite of the world, if somebody brings KFC on the table, I tell stew and McDonald's. Somebody gonna eat the KFC, somebody eat the apple, somebody's gonna eat the McDonald's.
Share eat the KFC.
You know, so my thing is, people are losing the appetite for dancehall.
And it's reggae.
No.
In some places, reggae too. They're not losing the appetite for reggae. Maybe for Jamaican reggae artists, because they're being provided that from their own people. Now, if you go to a country where there's nothing but Latin people, Spanish people, the natural essence of man would prefer to see someone that reminds them of themselves on the stage than to see somebody else. You know, I'm seeing the same thing happen in America. Now, this is a reality that we have to accept and understand that, look, we've created something that we don't really have a lot of value on, but the world loves it. You know, and the Bible say, if Israel not gonna do it, no, God gonna make wood and stone do it. And we're seeing it happen before our eyes. You know what I'm saying? So when you see what's happening with Afrobeat, they have created a sound that the world is in love with right now. They're infatuated with. You remember one time in America where it was about dance music, everything was, Rihanna was doing it, Justin Timberlake was doing it, Neo was king of it. Everyone was doing dance music. It was a phase. Now, I'm not sure if Afrobeat will just be a phase, because the population is the power. Now, if we Jamaicans is 3 million on the island and we now support ourselves, why should others support us outside of Jamaica?
I've been saying
We've been saying this.
I've been saying
now,
this.
when you talk about Burna Boy in Nigeria, Davido in Nigeria, Wiz in Nigeria, how much people? 190 million?
193 million.
That's a
people.
platinum
Potter Rankin
multi.
told me that in Nigeria alone you have 1 million artists.
What?
Artists.
What?
1 million artists.
What?
You know, me feel like say Jamaica could have test that. You know, enough waste artists there about there.
It's not an
but I'm saying
exaggeration.
it's
I
not
feel like that's an
It's not an
exaggeration.
exaggeration. If you're talking about 200 million people,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are just, it's the talent, is their escape.
Yeah.
1 million people is nothing in the count of 200 million.
Million.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what the ghetto youths have, is their music. And they are taking the world by storm. We saw this like, when we did Here Come the Kings, that was like almost 7 years ago.
Yeah, 2012.
We were doing a promo tour in Europe with sound system. And as soon as we were finished playing our set, woman will come in at them turban and them red, gold and green scarf. And you see when we done sing and them chew on the Afrobeat, unwrap them here in the dance and
Jiggy time.
gone.
Yeah.
So it's been, we've been seeing it making its way to where it is today. Now, you go to Chile, you have 400 reggae bands in Chile, right? Or
Not
Argentina.
reggae.
No, reggae.
Reggae.
And some Spanish youth with some long dreadlocks too. Some of them look like Bob Marley and Stephen Marley and Damian Marley. So then look, and they're playing reggae. And they don't wait for festivals to have 50 artists to draw a crowd. One artist is playing the stadium and the arenas in their countries. You understand? Other than Buju playing National Stadium earlier this year, which artist you can say, all right, we have 10 artists that go full the stadium for the year?
The stadium. staying.
We don't have it.
Not necessarily.
No. And in Argentina and Chile, these reggae artists are feeling staying. Check out a group named Cultura Profetica.
All right.
Okay, from Puerto Rico.
I wouldn't
Check
know
out
where
a
to
group
start,
named-
how to spell it.
Check out a group named Natty Roots from Brazil.
Natty Roots.
When these people play, they're playing stadiums in their country.
And I notice you keep on saying country because it's important. Their own supports them.
Of course,
versus-
that's the point
There you
I'm
go.
getting at.
There you
And
go.
then now when you have the whole of South America, which is the Latin continent, you're talking about Brazil, Argentina, Peru, Colombia, Chile.
Uruguay, all them
They're
stuff, yeah.
touring all over their country. They don't need to leave that continent. This is where we don't understand about geographics and numbers. If you go on their YouTube page and they're this and they're that,
Them are
see
millions,
come
but yeah,
on.
say, but
yeah.
when I hear, we
on.
can't speak them language.
And we think
but-
us we alone do reggae or dancehall because we're just stuck in a wagwan of Jamaica.
The music has gone beyond the shores
Listen,
now.
man.
True.
Like hip hop was founded in New York, right? By a Jamaican, Cool Herc,
Yeah.
right? But then it found itself on the West Coast. Then it found itself in the dirty South. Now it found itself in Jamaica. Now you have Jamaican rapper, you have Nigerian rappers, Kenyan rappers. So the genre, what we need to do is be proud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't be like, so we are the original. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna get us
Just like I
nowhere.
asked if you feel
No.
like with the emergence of these several groups across the world, you don't feel like it maybe dilutes
There's no such
reggae
thing.
you have
There's
more
no
people to
such
compete
thing
with.
as dilute.
Reggae
That
is
more want
reggae.
people to know. There's no such thing as dilute. What is
Reggae is
dilute?
reggae.
You understand?
Them
If you have
are
a
mixed up
cup
and
of
blended.
lemonade and it's full of sugar, and because you put water in it to bring down the level of sugar, that means you're not lemonade again.
if you put too much water.
Yeah.
It's no.
If you put too much water,
That's just sugar and water.
right? But I'm saying it's at a point where
fresh.
they're gonna if they're getting the music with a certain type of lyrical content, and they get tired of that, and they start producing their own music with a lyrical content that's more palatable for them. It's still reggae.
After,
If you go to some of these places, you know, so we as a reggae band. Right now, we have to look to European producers for rhythm. Because they're making some outstanding reggae rhythms. You see the rhythm where everybody love Chronic Song, Skanking Sweet?
Yeah.
I think it's Jamaican produce it.
I'm hoping. I'm praying.
I look a French youth,
Smile
I
for
look a
me,
white French youth.
Jamaica. Come on inside.
White youth
Yeah.
them from France.
France.
which I hear as a big reggae scene as well.
That's what I'm trying
Huge,
to tell you.
huge.
And we look at this thing and we take it for granted, Aya.
With that being said, you feel like you need Jamaica anymore? You feel
We
like,
always need Jamaica.
I always need Jamaica. That's home.
Always.
Never argue
as you
about
feel like
people.
when you kind of, as I noted in the beginning, the touring is like hardest soon. It's like it seemed like we're at a level now where you don't really need
Anyway.
Yeah, enough time will come in and just step on the
chill.
hilltop and
We live in
St.
St. Thomas, you know. So we need home. You always need
in
home.
terms of the career itself, that may be where you reside, but in terms of having this career that you have, you feel like you need Jamaica because we don't really buy albums.
You don't need it for sales.
I can't
no.
tour Jamaica.
In
Well,
that
not for
sense,
sales,
you don't
no.
need it. No,
No.
Because nobody now, whoever go platinum in Jamaica, not even, name it. Tell me.
And no matter how big an artist is in Jamaica, his dream is to be that big outside of Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
You understand? So it's a point where we want Jamaica to build us to a level that we can go out internationally and represent brand Jamaica.
You look at an artist like Sean Paul. I remember when no one wanted to play Sean Paul's record. Even probably till this day. Maybe. I don't know. Right? But the work that this man has
Yeah,
put
man.
in this
Yeah, man.
year alone.
Yeah, man.
It's a shame. It's criminal.
And it's like,
how it,
this guy, I mean, he got dropped from Atlantic Records and still, that didn't stop
How
him.
much streams has he done this year?
400 and something. Our trip, let me show
Hundreds
you.
of millions.
A fuck ton billion.
Hundreds of millions. And no other artist out of Jamaica can compete with.
And nobody's not talking about that. That doesn't reflect when you go to a dance or where they are hot
No.
Monday or hot Tuesday or...
I saw you at Copper Shot.
Oh,
saw
yes.
it. You saw even though the audience was with him.
779 million streams.
That's almost a
Thank
billion
you.
streams.
79
That's Sean Paul
countries.
alone.
Fuck ton million.
72 million people.
Okay.
40 million
Right.
hours.
There you go. Numbers online.
Ooh.
So if we as Jamaican don't see Sean Paul as an icon representing
And celebrating.
Creating
our
us.
brand, like we've got to give the brother
criminal.
credit, man.
Criminal.
You know, not because him not tear down a little dance, so him not, and him not have street cred. It's not about that.
He's doing
Because the
numbers.
rest of the world don't. That means nothing to the rest of the world, and that was. It's either you're gonna adapt or you're gonna die. That's where it's at. When America was forming its country with the American Revolution, that was their slogan. 13 colonies. And they, from Boston, Massachusetts to all the other colonies, they said either we're gonna adapt and become a republic, or we're gonna die under the British Empire.
Right.
And that's why
And they came together.
The artists that are doing and representing the flag and doing well with touring, streams, and records, they're not being spoken about in Jamaica. You talk about Shaggy. Look at the work that Shaggy do. And then see what happened with him in the newspaper with the hospital and scandal. It's like, come on, those are the things that hurt artists. I see even the Nicky Zeep on social media the other day ranting about just, some people need to speak up. And I'm like, we need to cut out this thing. Because some artists, a lot of artists is like just leaving. They get either tired or a man tired for walk with 25 man. Mavado, putting out great records. He lives in South Florida.
Popcaan did something this year that he was the first artist out of Jamaica. I'm not even going to say reggae or dancehall. He put on his own show in London.
In London?
In London.
In London.
Put on his own show.
And
He was
like,
the promoter. And he sold out the venue. It was almost 15,000 people.
Yeah.
Was a part of O2. That's
Yeah,
right.
That's correct.
show.
Wembley Arena.
Okay.
That was him
it.
alone. He
Yeah.
went into a foreign land because, first of all, a promoter did not want to pay him his worth. He knows what he's worth. So you say you want a Popcaan show
That's
in
when
England.
the video cost
Give me
off
this.
the promoter. You
So now, at the end of the day, no, you don't want to pay me. All right, cool. Me I come to England, come do me one show. For show you me value. See, and when Papa put him show up on sale, that night Popcaan sold out the venue. Sold it out and made 10 times the money that he
would have
wanted
been
to
paid.
charge the promoter. And we don't talk about this.
Major
Does
accomplishment.
Jamaica glorify that? As a little ghetto youth, as a little ghetto youth from St. Thomas
It's
left
a great
Jamaica
achievement.
and going to big England, Queen Elizabeth country
Yeah.
and put on an event and sell it out. Come on, man. This is if we don't glorify this stuff, like every little thing these white bands do in America, it's glorified. It's they glorify it. You know what I'm saying? And to their people who are the Americans, them love it and them hug it up and them support it.
Does Morgan Heritage feel that they get the credit they deserve?
Doesn't matter.
Jamaicans.
It doesn't matter. For us, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the history is gonna be there. When Bob Marley was here, he wasn't getting that credit in Jamaica. And now to this day, nobody can pass him for number one on the charts, by iTunes.
Yeah, usually when a big artist release an album,
him
they usually
get his spot
second
for about 2 days.
to a Bob album.
Yeah, and then him getting number one spot for about 2 days and Bob go right back.
Right back.
Wow.
And in the 70s, when Bob was doing him thing on a tour the world, who them did I listen to? Jacob Miller, Gregory Isaac, Dennis Brown. Bob Marley was like, man, Bob Marley are foreign, man.
He was like the Sean Paul of his time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of Bob
History
Marley,
can recall, man.
speaking of Bob Marley, do you feel that Morgan Heritage is at a place now where it can be looked at as a dynasty or building a dynasty? Is that the goal?
It's been many years. I remember when we went on our first tour, Buju Banton sent for us in Jamaica while we living out in St. Thomas and say, yo, I need an opening act. Was Buju Banton was sent in the UK that sent for us and say, yo, I was like, wow, Buju went for tour. And we thought it was fake. And we're done
Almost when we thought you guys wanted to come on our show, like that's fake.
It's not real.
So it was like, boom, okay, this is going to happen. Boom, we went there. So it's been a building that we know that putting in the work, eventually it's going to last. And we've seen it. Because from that time, are we really not getting no sleep? And I'm talking from about 98. When you don't have it to be, there's kids today. You're talking about 20 years ago. There's kids today that don't have a to be Rasta. There's kids where I got Hillel and I got all these schools that don't know that song, and it's because it did its thing, did its time. But I promise you, a song like that is like One Love. You have certain songs. It's an international statement. And there's certain songs that will never, ever, ever die. And I think with the focus that we did to put into our art form has kept us alive career-wise today. Because let's think for a minute. Let's think. There's a lot of artists that we heard about 2-3 years ago. We don't hear about them anymore.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And for us, that's why the new album is called Loyalty. Because if you find a fan that's willing to pay $5 to pay money and watch you sing and perform, do you know how hard it is to pull 50 people? It's hard to get 50 people to pay $20 or $10 or $15 to come and see you. So when we see that after 20 years, to see that our fans are still willing to come and we can play outside theater, play stadiums in Africa, and people still coming out, I think we've done laid the groundwork properly, and I think it's just the beginning.
And not only for you, but for your kids coming
to come.
up.
Because I'm like,
I talk about
there
dynasty. I see the building. I see the.
Could there be a Morgan heritage too from your kids?
Well, Peetah have a daughter that she's in The Lion King in China performing, and she's an amazing singer. But I guess she don't want to do reggae yet. But they not all have to do reggae, right?
No.
But she's an incredible singer. You have my son Jamiri Morgan, that's doing amazing. He just came back from Australia with a band called Catch a Fire. These guys went on toured Australia for 4 weeks. Morgan Heritage not tour Australia for 4 weeks yet. So already you can see that he's conquering some territories that we haven't been able to do as yet. And him as a solo artist, he's able to move a little more fluid than Morgan Heritage. Because like I said, Morgan Heritage is a big band. You're talking about at least you have to have cater for 12 to 15 people to put on a show like that. And most of the time, it's like when Celine Dion came here. Nobody knew what it took to bring Celine Dion here. We know it took a lot of money, but the production value, we as Jamaicans, we really need to take that serious. And that is one of the things that I saw at the Buju concert at the stadium. Did you see the production?
Yes.
It was next level. And it's like, okay, take Buju for come from prison to say, this is what we need to do to put on shows. I mean, it was a wow factor. And I'm like, that's the way.
Time.
Yes, and ran on time. So it shows you that it can be done. And I think we're moving in the right direction. We have to be patient, but we also have to be proactive.
Urgency.
And say, come, let's get the thing together. Come. The stock market, I move. Jamaican flag was waving on the stock market in NASDAQ. That means eyes are on us. It's always been. We are cultural icons. We make up a new dance every 3 to 6 months. It's like the talent playing at Jamaica is like, but we need to start to monetize these things. Because people are monetizing us. They're monetizing our music. Brand. They're monetizing our culture. Like, you hear about all these artists that said, oh, I listened to Bob Marley growing up. I listened to Shabba Ranks growing up. Okay, that means you take a piece of a thing, which we all do take a piece of everybody's thing. But when are we going to monetize our own in the right way?
It's going to take a whole lot more than I feel like it's us as well as government and corporate all working together to get it together. Correct. But another thing too to note, like it's only 2 of you guys here.
Yes.
But as you said, it's several people.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be 3, and we were wondering what happened to the other 2. I know Una and
Mojo
and Luke's.
Mojo is here. He's in St. Thomas actually. He had to go back home to the country. Una doesn't tour anymore because of her heart attack she had in 2015. Luke's doesn't tour anymore. He's gone into another side of the music business. He's into management and bookings.
He manages Raging Fire.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So, how that shape and change? How has that changed and shifted the brand though of Morgan Heritage, which is just like from 5 to 3?
Very good question. A lot of people, they see it as like, where's your sister Una? Especially in Africa, they love Una. And then now they're beginning to understand, because people, one of the things with women in music business, when they turn into a mother, a lot of things change. It's easy for a man to just get up and say, yo, babes, and so on coming up, love you, and then gone. But a mother, she has to, she worry, didn't get any milk, who change him pampers, why the baby's sick. It's harder, and Una went through that transition. Even several times, we brought in people to substitute for her, and then after the baby start go school, she came back. So now when you talk about our sickness, it's more like now we want to see her finish her solo album. You know, she's been working on her solo thing because few years back, we sat down as a family and did some solo projects. Peetah was writing songs with Busy Signal. There's a lot of things with Morgan Heritage have with hands on that you don't know. Like Bugle album that came out. That's my album.
You produced it, yeah, because I know you were doing some solo things, right? Yeah.
And then Etana album that got nominated for a Grammy. That's my project.
Wow.
So we're helping to build the next generation, but one of them on Nightly Fix and I say it's my album. Like, that's why y'all want
you know the
guys.
thing is
you technically are doing it.
And sometimes it's like we don't know, and I feel like we kind of keep current and we kind of watch the blogs and the website, but we just don't know.
Yeah, man, it's just the work to do. So you and I really never got that chance. And then when she got sick and had the heart attack, I was like, yo, just relax. We got this. So me and Peetah and Mojo is basically the workhorse. But the greatest thing is that they got a big piece of the catalog. So that's good for them. With the hits like Send Us Your Love and She's Still Loving Me. You know.
So I mean, did that even with Una's heart attack? Like, you guys ever thought, so maybe we can stop now? Like, take a pause, take a break? Like, was that ever a consideration?
She would have been
For who to stop?
Morgan Heritage.
No. She would have been like, no, guys, go.
Peetah said, where are that? Stop which part?
That's like saying if LeBron James get injured, the rest of the team's not gonna play.
Pretty much then.
Nah, you can't do that.
I mean, you know.
Nah.
Pretty much.
You gotta keep going. That's what we're grateful
as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because when all those great hits, what we're doing is like really maintaining. And a lot of times I find that artists, or what I've discovered in the past 5 years, is that you see our artists, you know, we've gone to the top in music industry, that we end up get Grammy nominations and end up winning a Grammy, thank God. But what is there left to do? Get another Grammy? That's self-ego. It's like, me win 2, me win 3, me win 4. You're still going to be called the Grammy Award winning Nightly Fix show, right? So it's going to be that one thing. So you find, say, what is there left to do? We're really just, this is about the love of the music. It's not even about really survival and say, it's about the culture and getting ready to pass it on to the next Morgan Heritage. And it's, my father said, 25 years ago, it's going to take 20 to 30 years before you see a next Morgan Heritage. And when we saw Raging Fire come on the scene, we was like, yes, you know, and then to see what happened with the lead singer left the band, it was very disappointing. So we can't stop now. We have to continue to inspire until we see this music get where it's supposed to go.
And I feel with Morgan Heritage, you know, it's about legacy building.
Yeah.
Because I feel like whenever they put out an album now, I feel like it's automatic Grammy nomination. I feel like we're not become like Marley's now, like Morgan Heritage. Once them then them are going. I feel like we're getting there.
There's nothing automatic,
It didn't happen
man.
this year.
Loyalty didn't meet the deadline for this.
No, it didn't get nominated. It was submitted. But, you know, it's not every
I thought that you
year.
never meet the deadline.
Yeah,
that's
that's
why.
No.
Oh, wow.
So
You guys never campaign. That was it.
No,
I mean, you don't campaign for that.
So you submitted it. So how
you
it
just
never?
All you gotta do is
Album,
submit
that's
it. You can't
When you get the
campaign for a
nomination,
Grammy.
then you get.
You can't
then
depend fix up on yo no vote for me.
But we know when you get nominated, there's a backstage campaign.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh wow! I thought you guys just never submitted in time or something.
It was submitted.
There's nothing automatic about that.
I honestly thought that is.
And as I said, I feel like Morgan Heritage they're getting there.
We actually need more albums, and I want to take this opportunity to say to all of the artists, get involved, you know. Not only with the Grammys, there are other award shows out there too, like the IRAMA Awards. Get involved and support award shows like that.
Or local one too.
Our local one. Be a part of the movement. You know what I mean? Because yes, Grammys is, I mean, it's the Oscars of music business, right? If you're an actor, you want to
win the Oscar.
In
award,
music, the highest award is considered the Grammys or a BET award. So artists, we need to submit more albums. Artists start putting out singles and put out projects. I really want to appeal to the music industry in Jamaica and reggae artists around the world, because there's not even 200 albums that get submitted. And there's some categories in the Grammys that over 400 or 500 albums are being submitted.
Wow.
So we need to make some more music, as much music. So what I see is a lot of fast food kind of mentalities going on, because one artist will have 25 singles and them depend 10 rhythm. But that's enough for 3 albums. So why not put out an album, brethren? And if we need to change that mindset that you can give the consumer something of value.
Yeah.
Right? Because you talk about, you're going to spend $5,000 for produce and mix a song and then to sell it for 99 cents. That's a bad business model. Think about that. So if you can put together a project where, okay, we can put together 8 to 10 songs and give the consumer for $6.99 or $7.99 or $9.99. The consumer's gonna be like, okay. And people like Nightly Fix and all the media in Jamaica can support projects instead of songs.
You're right. You're so right.
We've been speaking about Grammys and the year when Morgan Heritage won, 2017.
Yeah, it's pandemonium.
Chronix, Damian Marley.
Yeah.
Common Kings, J-Boog.
Yeah.
How is it for a band like yourself when you get nominated and then you hear the fervor surrounding like somebody like a Chronix and say, oh, him fooling, like whatever thing.
Every person has a right to say what they want about themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, if a man have enough confidence in himself or a woman and feels like they should win. Hillary Clinton said she should have won the election up to today.
Well, she should have.
You know, certain people. So that's not a bad thing, man. I mean, we as Jamaican people, we like create things out of nothing, you know. Because what was Chronix supposed to say? Me not supposed to win?
Well, he didn't really push it much.
It doesn't matter, but people are saying that he did. But even if he did say that, what is a man supposed to say? If you don't have confidence in yourself, then why should others have confidence in you?
Because I feel like it's a weird thing. Because since that year and from that year going forward, you have Chronix, you have Prodigy, and now Coffee. And it's like these are the people who the fans are rooting for, and it must be weird for the other nominees for
what fans?
Local fans.
Yeah.
In Jamaica?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or reggae fans around the world, because I've seen people.
But I mean, at the end of the day,
Peetah don't care about Jamaica.
it's not a matter of Jamaica. What I'm saying is, listen. What I'm saying is, we can't have drunk conversation, and a lot of times we as Jamaicans need to have sober conversations. You know what I'm saying? Because there you put it in a context where you put pressure on Chronix and Protege and Coffee. You think that Chronix and Protege and Coffee put themselves there? It's people who identify them work and recognize what they've done and gave them a nomination.
And then, as I said, sober talk versus drunk talk. Most of these people who say them things don't even listen to the other nominees to hear the quality of the word.
Like in the category with Morgan Heritage, Chronix, and Damien, you had J-Boog and Common Kings. Most Jamaicans talk about who them people there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And you all are a PR people. And if you don't even know who these people are, that's bad. Because you up on the internet every day with your blog and your ray and talk the things.
That's why I'm always careful with even using them type of talk. That I more say I like to see Chronix with. I haven't heard those projects, so I can't tell which one is the best. But this is who I'd like to see.
All right, let me ask you a question.
I'm always rooting for.
Did you know that Sly and Robbie put out an album this year?
Yeah.
Did you know that Steel Post put out an album?
Yes, only because I'm getting nominated for Grammy.
She didn't. You see? You see what I'm saying? Only because.
The announcement.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Because we as one people, because first thing we say, never know same album. That's a bad thing to come out of our mouth as a people.
Whose fault do you think that is?
Yeah,
Do you think
because
that's on the part of the band and marketing or the artists?
Public relations.
We are push where we want to push at Jamaica. Right. You can't say you don't know.
Yeah. Because
if Squash will drop something today, you are gonna know.
No.
Not necessarily.
No.
All right. Well, the youth of Jamaica, they're gonna know.
But them force
he's so popular in what he's doing, which we commend him. And when you're the person of the hour, there's a camera, all eyes are on you. So I'm gonna know everything the Six is doing, everything Squash is doing, which big up to them youth there, because I get to youth them same way. Regardless of how them make them thing happen or how them reach, you have to respect that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we only sometimes want to bash what these youths are doing. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, yes, them never go to university to get the biggest education and become a politician or a liar. But they're known around the world. And sometimes that can be envious to those people who have spent millions in college to become lawyers and politicians and doctors. And nobody don't know who you are except your patient or your client. And then you see a little ghetto youth come from nothing. And the whole world call him name. How them look pick me down there? That's what happens. That's human nature, you know. But we have to get away from that because at the end of the day, who God bless no man curse, you know. And but regardless of how it happens, people love him.
True.
You can't take the love of people away from something else unless you gonna give them something that they gonna love.
And even I find it a duty of even a nightly fix. It is your duty to put a microscope over a music that has come from our country.
Yeah, man.
To say, okay, me want to know every reggae thing where, not every, but at least 50% of the reggae music that was released worldwide. I think it's the media's duty because this is a commodity of Jamaica. You know, big up Minister Grange that has fought so much for reggae music for years, over 25, 30 years, maybe 40 years. And has fought to make that Jamaica is now a national, reggae music is a national treasure. You know what I mean? You talk about the year when J Boog and Common Kings got nominated. We have our hands on all those projects. It's Peetah write most of the songs. Did you know that? Oh. But Jamaicans don't look at the credits. But these are the things that we have to do to say, weird. But then I know we call Peetah Dep on the project. It's a Jamaican, a Weez. So those are the babies of, I remember when I bring J Boog come at Jamaica, it's laugh on him. Over Hype TV. True story. This is the reality.
Yeah, man.
And I said, I where Gramps I go with that fat Japanese there.
He's Polynesian.
And he's Polynesian, right? And when I brought him to Jamaica,
I know that much.
Nobody, remember he run a Bobby Digital, Bobby was like, well, anything you say now, Gramps. I recorded him there, brought him to Don Corleone. Don Corleone didn't want to record him. I said, just give him one song. And there it was, nice to know you, let's do it again. How we did it on the one. Song blew up worldwide till Justin Bieber, it became Justin Bieber's favorite song. Most people don't know that, right? And that was made right here in Jamaica. So it is the duty of the reggae fraternity into Jamaica that's knowing what's going on with our thing. We have to make it our duty. We have to charge ourselves and say, yo, this a media house. We need to know what's going on, which records released this year. So we can put it on a watch list. It's like the NBA. You say, okay, what are the top teams in the Eastern Conference? What are the top teams in the... You saw the organization what I'm talking about? So then we can say, Nightly Fix can sit here, well, I predict this album will get nominated because y'all watch the industry.
Right.
It's not just, I which tune lockdown, I ready Friday. Right? I which tune it lock up down a quad. I which tune it lock up down a tracks and records. It can't be, like Peetah say, we have to have sober conversation.
That's true. And we've always made it a point of duty to at least try and do our due diligence because we have been championing even Indignation Crew and say apart from Six, this has been the biggest group in music this year in terms of a collective. Lila Ike Savannah, what they're doing over there.
They're doing well.
Always
you gotta be proud of them, man.
Proud of them.
Yeah, man.
And I will see not many other platforms highlighting them, like even bloggers in our space. You know, so them really talk about it. We always make it a point of duty to make sure talk about it because we see it.
Reggae house, I get
Let me ask you a question. When was the last time when I talk about Anthony B on this show?
We were, somebody mentioned us.
When him tell Tara Soil about him mother.
Okay, so that was what, 2 years ago?
But we had a private conversation
and we wanted to
talk
about it.
on the podcast.
On your program that the world can see you talking about it.
Yeah. Wait, we just happened the other day. Like he went to Barbados, I think, to perform, and we got word back, and everybody's like, he's Anthony the best performer. Okay. So that's.
Now, do you know that Anthony B is one of the most touring artists, as much as Six Agwan and these people and Mark and Heritage and
reggae.
There's probably not another artist in Jamaica that has done as much shows this year as Anthony B.
Can you imagine that?
We know the reggae man might make the money, you know. That's
it's not even about the money or what he's doing. I'm saying about the things that you're promoting.
Yeah.
He's been to China this year. He's been to
India.
India. He's been to what's this place? Ibiza, where reggae has not been. A reggae artist has not been since Bob Marley. Anthony B is the first one go back there.
Wow.
You understand? So when you see things like this and we don't pay attention to it, we think they're not now going for Anthony B. But Anthony B's out there waving the flag for Jamaica and reggae music and dancehall music and
Just because I mean that kind of new thing where around the place, but the man that can live off him catalog.
Yeah, but it's still relative. Like Lionel Richie, he's still touring. And he put out an album.
Who you say?
Lionel Richie.
Oh, Lionel Richie.
And nobody in America talk about, them man they done already, man. Them man they bust already, man. Give me another artist. That's our mentality in Jamaica. From you don't do it, but it's a natural thing. From the artist boss, we feel like we have to play him again. Because when last we play a Morgan Heritage record.
Well, we don't play music.
Sheila, give thanks to Sheila.
We talk about music.
No, we're not there already. Again, we talk about it more. Right?
But for a program like The Fix, which is very popular, and you have the ears of the people, you've got to realize that you have a responsibility. You know, you can't just be on this program to just create argument and controversy, which is cool. That's entertainment.
Yeah.
But along with entertainment, you've got to feed the minds of the people with information that they don't know. You know, like as a TV host who's talking about the music and the state of the music today, you shouldn't be telling me that you only realize Steel Pulse put out an album because they got nominated for a Grammy. You're supposed to tell me that before I walk in the door. You're supposed to know that. Like, you think them news anchor upon CNN cannot just talk about things because them sit on there all day, get the latest news. So when them do for them program now, they know everything will happen for the day. And what's coming in the same time, breaking news. So you have your responsibilities just as major as ours. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it without you, you can't do it without us.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get away from the controversy because I like the entertainment too. You know what I'm saying? I like the entertainment.
Don't stop doing it. I like what you.
But at the same time, you can add some more to your thing and feed the minds of the public and let them know what's happening with their legends, their artists who have been doing this for years, along with the new artists that are coming today.
If it's even to listen to the albums retroactively when they get the Grammy nominations, we try to do that so that we can give an informed opinion on the nominees. So we always try to do that. So we make sure we don't look like we're talking out our ass. And
most times we do try to have sober conversations and we try to be as informed as we possibly can with so many things happening behind the scenes that it's a pretty much 2, 3, 4 man production, but we try.
You're doing good. You're doing really good.
Don't stop. Be encouraged. I want to tell you. People, make sure to watch Nightly Flicks and subscribe. See?
Look at that. He's doing our job.
No, because we have to push through with thing. And Jamaica on the base.
Grams go have flicks to with it.
Nightly Flicks, man. They have to subscribe to it and get the latest news, man.
People,
real.
As you show love, make sure to cut that loyalty album out there.
Thank you.
Great body hour.
Thank
Great
you.
body hour.
Thank you, man.
And I know we're wrapping up, but I just want to say, like, the instrumentation. I mean, I don't know why reggae artists when so great with instruments and just music, like when they just know how to get music.
Right.
And I feel like, that's just what I want to say.
We love what we do, man. We love what we're doing.
You can hear it.
Quality.
Thank you.
Quality. And shout out to some of the young producers that's taking it serious.
Most definitely.
I mean, even Chronix in front time and when I don't see him, when it comes to the production of his music, first class. And we need everyone in the industry to take it that serious.
Yeah,
man.
Really good.
Who else would you put your finger? What's the finger pan? Or who else would you say as a young reggae act that you have the eye and say, yo, he makes it? Or she, of course.
I love Leela.
Leela IK.
She's a goddamn star.
Yeah.
She's a star.
Martha Moore is good too.
Yes.
And I still think we haven't had enough of Queen Africa. Queen Africa is no normal artist. Let me tell you now, Nightly Fix.
Wow.
And you gotta understand,
your eyes on Queen Africa.
It's more than just singing on a record as well. You know what I'm saying? You see stage presence.
Yeah.
It's like the other night you was at Kappa Shot.
Yeah.
And you saw what happened when Bounty went on that stage.
Yeah, different levels.
The guy's a god, man.
But that's having a total package. Because someone can have some great tune, you know. And then when you go see him, you say, oh boy, I'm boring.
He can't perform.
Like, that's not good. And Leela, it wasn't even a record that captivated me about her.
Is her
just
performance.
Her stage presence.
The energy.
She has an aura. She has a...
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And
incredible.
And with that alone, she can't bust without a record. And so imagine when she gets a record. you know, she's gonna go to superstardom because she has that aura, that presence, that thing, man. That like a Buju or a Sizzla, a Capleton, a Bounty, that stage presence. It's a major part of your, what do you call it now? Your longevity. In the business.
Because it's not even albums sell anymore. It's
right.
It's touring, you guys.
That's the majority of the money.
Another project you should have your eye on is we need to be tweeting back and forth. But another project that went underlooked, and an artist that always get under, even though they like to put him in a box, is Lieutenant Stitchie.
No, Lieutenant Stitchie been bad enough.
Luke, come on!
Don't get it twisted since you go to Christian side. Him been bad enough.
What's funny enough is that he did a project with a French. It's the same thing what Peetah is talking about earlier. When you listen to dancehall that's being made today, it is not reflective of the history of dancehall. We can always evolve, but when you hear a French producer produce some dancehall like a Steely and Clevie and King Jammys, that authentic. When people still want to hear music from out of Jamaica, what sound like ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell a ring, knife and vodka. People still looking for that authentic dancehall. We can dance it, it's authentic, but the genre has grown till now we hear trap dancehall. So it's growing. But when you hear dancehall come from out of France by a Frenchman, and Lieutenant Stitchie can take it and put positive dancehall lyrics on it and still a flow. We need to pay attention to a project like this.
All right, we got to listen to that one. All right.
It's called Masterclass.
That's the name of the reading?
Masterclass.
Masterclass. Cool.
Thanks for putting us onto some more.
Absolutely.
We're gonna watch
cool
it.
shit.
And we've got to learn to accept everyone for what they do.
Yeah, man.
Like today I saw on Senshia's page, she was making a steamed fish. And she stopped in the middle of it and said, don't think say me I make it like your father, you know, your grandfather, your grandmother. Me I make it on me make it. And when it's done, it's still steamed fish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, because I don't come from Sandy's over there, or Joe's over there, so
Several different ways for skin and cats, right?
There you go.
Just get to the goal.
So let's put eyes on everybody, man, and give everybody a chance.
Which is right. We can end on that note.
We can end on that note.
Morgan Heritage, give thanks for passing through.
Thank you, man.
We are honored.
It's an honor.
We're grateful. Where can the people follow you on social media?
And where you can get the album, plug it.
You can always follow us on social media. We love to talk to our fans. A lot of people in Jamaica and probably around the world don't know that we're on social media, but it's at Morgan Heritage, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we're also on Snapchat. So, and also for our music, just go to morganheritagemusic.com. And we're on every streaming Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music,
on all platforms.
And they can see the touring dates.
Yes, on the website
and the social media.
On the social media pages.
Gramps active, you know, Mr. Gramps are coming
Very.
on the tropics and them thing.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah, man, Gramps,
I love it.
You think that you'd be
But you never like none of my page yet. He's an Insta snooper.
look out and I see.
Some of my artist friends, we call him Insta snooper. They must scroll, but will them ever
There
push
goes.
double tap? Them
There
not a double
goes.
tap. Give me a double tap, no man.
Fix our guess about them.
Yeah, man.
Give thanks again.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Give thanks.
Yeah, but.
Ancient roads shot modern faces. No what was is now again. Now this is gonna be a ride. Conquer the left, conquer the right.
Africa, Jamaica, that's where we say.
Yeah.
Africa, Jamaica, that's where we say.